Hi there, welcome back to the channel. My name is Fred Macedo and I'm here with my friends Roseli and Ruben. We are here to one more episode of Gospel at Home. So let's start with our Father prayer. Our Father who art in heaven, hallowed by thy name. Thy kingdom come, thy will be done on earth as it in heaven. Give us this day our daily bread, and forgive us our trespasses as we forgive those who trespass against us. And lead us not into temptation, but deliver us from evil. Okay? Now I'm going to pick a random theme of the gospel according to Spiritism. I'm going to share my screen. Page 327. Faith moves mountains. The power of the faith. When he came to meet the people, a man approached him, fell to his knees at his feet, and said to him, Lord, have mercy on my son, who is insane and suffers much because he often falls into the fire and often into the water. I presented him to your disciples, but they could not heal him. Jesus answered, saying, O disbelieving and perverse generation, how long will be with you? How long must I endure you? Bring the child to me. And when Jesus threatened the demon, it came out of the child, who was healed the same instant. Then the disciples came to Jesus in private and said to him, Why could we not expel the demon? Jesus answered, Because of your disbelief. For verily I say to you, if you have faith as a mustard seed, you would say to this mountain, Move from here to there, and it would move, and nothing would be impossible for you. In its proper acceptation, it's certain that faith in our own abilities render us capable of accomplishing physical things that we would not be able to do if we doubted ourselves. However, here it is only in the moral sense that these words should be understood. The mountains that faith moves are difficulties, resistance, and ill will. In other words, all the things found among humans, even when it concerns the best of things, everyday prejudice, material interests, selfishness, the blindness of fanatism, the prideful passions, are other mountains that bar the way to all who are working for humankind's progress. Robust faith provides the perseverance, the strength, and the resources that enable us to overcome the obstacles in little as well as in big matters. Faith that is faltering provides uncertainty and hesitation, which strengthen those we wish to overcome. This kind of faith does not look for the means to win because it does not believe it can. In other acceptation, faith means the faith one has in accomplish something, the certainty of achieving a particular purpose. It provides a kind of lucidity that enables one to see in thought the intended goal and the means to reach it in such a way that the one who possesses it proceeds, in a manner of speaking, with absolute certainty. In either case, faith enables the accomplishment of great things. Sincere and true faith is always poised. It provides the patience that knows how to wait, because having its point of support in the mind and in the understanding of things. It, it carries the certainty of arriving at its objective. Hesitant faith senses its own weakness. When it is stimulated by interest, it becomes incensed and think it can compensate with force. Calmness in the midst of struggle is always a sign of strength and confidence. Force, on the other hand, is proof of weakness and self-doubt. One must guard against confusing faith with presumptuousness. True faith allies itself with humility. Those who have it put their trust in God more than in themselves, because they know that they are simple instruments of God's will and can do nothing without God. That's why good spirits come to their aid. Presumptuousness is pride rather than faith, and pride is always punished sooner or later by the disappointment and failures inflicted upon it. The power of faith receives a direct and a special application in magnetic action. Through faith, humans act upon the fluid, the universal agent, modifying its qualities and giving it an impulse that is irresistible, so to speak. Thus, those who combine a normally large fluid power with an ardent faith can solely, by their will, directed toward the good, perform the remarkable phenomena of healing and other phenomena formerly regarded as miracles, but which were nothing more than the consequences of a natural law. That is why Jesus told his apostles, if you could not heal, it was because you did not have faith. So, what can we say about that? Um, there is a saying that if you want to be helped, help yourself first, then heavens will aid you through. This means that only faith can do nothing. We have to combine faith to action. We have to put ourselves in the line of fire, because when Jesus were in a gathering with so many people and the people were starving, Jesus asked his apostles, what do you have? And the apostles said, I think was 6 breads, loaves of breads and 2 fishes. And then the Christ multiplied, and all the people around him uh, were given this food, which present to us that uh, Christ didn't multiply nothing. If the apostle says, no, we don't have nothing, you cannot multiply something from nothing. So this means that we have to present something that God the good spirits and the Christ can multiply, can direct our efforts to a good result. So we have to do our part, and this part is do good, is to reform ourselves, remove the old men that are inside of us, and um, construct the new man with the principles that Jesus told us in all his parables. That's why faith without action is nothing. We have to uh, take a leap of faith. If we want something, we have to take the first step, even if it's a small one, even if we don't know where to start. We have to start somewhere. We ask God, the Christ, the good spirits, to direct our efforts. I remember when I was a lot younger, I went to Europe in a trip, and something occurred, something happened that I I didn't have money at the airport, and I need money to take a bus or the subway in Paris to make it back to the city. And I I I had to ask for money, and you can imagine asking for money in English to French people wasn't a good experience. When I was about to give up, I was tired of asking. I I made a prayer. I I asked God to point me to someone that would give me the the money I need to go back to city. And I asked with such a faith. Then I stood the crowd coming, a lot of passengers in the airport, and in the middle, in the midst of all the crowds, I saw um, a lady. I think she was about 60 years old. She was a little, I don't know how to say it, but. And then I said to myself, I'm gonna ask for money for to just one more person. And please God, point me in the right direction. And when I approached her, she was not French. And this gave me momentum, gave me more faith. She was British. And I said to her that I needed money because I miscalculated and I need to go back to the city. And then she looked at me with a caring, a caring, a caring look, and she asked me how much money I needed, and I said, I don't know. I will say a number. I need 10 euros, 10 euros, and she gave me like the double, and she said to me, please go eat something too, because you are not so good. And then I was, you know, when and you don't believe what just happened. And this is fate. If I stood at the airport, huh, waiting for someone to approach me and offer me money, I wouldn't, I would not receive nothing. So Jesus is asking us, okay, you want my help? Take the first step. Take a leap of faith. Do something. And I did. And a few years later, I was in São Paulo, and I don't know if it was American. Someone asked me for money in English, and I I looked at my. I think he was robbed. He was someone stole him, and I looked at my wallet. I have I don't know how much, but I gave him everything I had with me with money. And he said, "No, no, this is too much. It's not necessary." But I I I know I knew that I have to give back what I've received. So Jesus, sorry, is asking us, what do you have to offer? Something from yourself, your time, your effort. And this is it. We have to make an effort to be better every day. And this starts with our own family. We have to treat them better. We have to do the things we are asked for with goodwill, not not with impatience. I know sometimes we are impatient, sometimes we are not very well, but we have to offer what we have, the best we have. That's what is taken into consideration, because we have to offer something for ourselves. If we want something, we have to take the first step. So this is what I have to say about this passage. Faith uh, always have come with work from our part. And I take this moment to offer a prayer for all those who suffer. Our spiritual brothers that choose to live this life by suicide. They are suffering a lot. Let's ask Jesus to ease their pain and ease the pain also of all our brothers in the flesh that are suffering obsessions, possessions, depression, that they can be embraced by Jesus. And I will make a prayer, not to read one. I'm gonna thank Jesus for this moment. I don't know who are watching us now, but have faith. Things will gonna be better. But you need to have faith and take the first step. Do your part. Jesus will do the rest. Thank you all and have a good night. Obrigado, pessoal.